Chat show live on all social platforms. I am joined by Harry from the County Vlogs. Also, hopefully, Zoe, Haru, and Jack can hear me.
I hope Johnny can hear you loud.
Can hear you.
Hello.
So I want to say welcome aboard, everybody, live on all social sites. Get your questions in for the panel. And we're just here to talk about EFL and non-league stuff. Also, things what may happen during the podcast, i.e. might be some breaking news we might want to share. So we're going to start off talking about other clubs, such as we're going to start off with Sheffield Wednesday and the issues there, and then we'll end up talking about Bradford, talk about Notts County, and hopefully a bit of Carlisle if Graham wants to come and join. So let's get started on the situation at Sheffield Wednesday. For people who don't know about it, they've basically not been paying the players, and they have now had a three transfer window ban where they can't buy any players. It's a great club, Sheffield Wednesday, and I think it's getting wrecked by an owner who's just money grabbing and just trying to cripple the club. Zoe, would you want to go first, or do you want me to pass it on to Haru? Just what's your thoughts on Sheffield Wednesday?
Pass it on to Haru first.
Right, cheers, Zoe. Yeah, obviously, I have been keeping my eye on it. I've been keeping my eye on Sheffield Wednesday for a while. But obviously with all the, basically all the news that broke out. Yeah, in my personal opinion, that I just think the owner's a bit of a greedy money grabber. He just wants to delay the payments to staff the players. Like, when you work in a job, it's like, for example, if you go to work and then your boss says to you, "Oh, I can't pay you this month. I'll have to pay you next month." And then people have got bills and all that. They've got mortgages to pay. They've got bills to pay. They've got probably got families with kids and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely ridiculous of an owner who's bought a club to help them get promoted and stuff like that, to now say that, and basically not playing the players on time when they could have really important bills like gas, electric, whatever, mortgages and stuff like that, food shop, whatever. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And do you know what? I think, my personal opinion, that this owner either starts paying his players and the staff, or just sell the club and go and get another owner in. But I don't see that happening, because he's not going to sell the club yet, because no one's going to want to buy Sheffield Wednesday unless all these debts are paid off. Basically, that's just my personal opinion.
Harry?
Hello, Johnny. Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm sound. Yourself?
Not too bad, thank you.
And your microphone is crystal clear today, mate. Beautiful.
Is it? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, you come in both ears. Lovely.
That's good. Well, yeah, obviously, add on to that, I think, obviously, Sheffield Wednesday, obviously, the owner that bought them a decade ago, and I think, if I remember right, they had a 6-point deduction in 2020 for breaching the EFL.
Yeah, they
rules.
did. They did.
What is it, Haru?
Yeah, they did. I'm just confirming that. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so obviously they broke rules before, obviously, and now they can't sign anyone until 2027, the January, because the repeat failure of the championship clubs to pay players' wages. And obviously you need to pay the players their wages if they want to play, obviously.
Exactly, yeah.
But it says, during the past 12 months, Wednesday are to appeal against the decision, which I don't think it will go through, because obviously he's been charged before, so.
Yeah, their appeal will get rejected. Okay, I know that for a fact.
Yeah, because if you're going to try to appeal something which you already done before, it's not going to work out, is it?
Exactly.
And I think owners like that shouldn't be allowed to buy football clubs, because they're just destroying the club.
Yeah, I can agree with you, Harry.
They're destroying it for the fans.
Did this happen to Swindon a couple of seasons ago?
Yes, he did. They're destroying the fans that go week in, week out. What happens if they can't do that anymore?
Exactly.
And that's what a football club is. It's for the fans that go on Saturdays or Tuesdays or whenever it is. It's for them to forget what's happening and enjoy those 90 minutes because you don't know if you're going to do it again.
Exactly.
So just get their owner out, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. And I think it's going to get worse.
And before we go to Jack, some breaking news from Crawley. So this podcast is live, and Crawley Town, I'm talking about Cash. Danny Cashman has signed for his hometown, Crawley. Crawley Town Club are delighted to announce the sign of 24-year-old attacker midfielder Danny Cashman. Don't tell me where he's from. Jack, what's your thoughts on Sheffield Wednesday?
It's actually it's disappointing and embarrassing at the same time because Sheffield Wednesday are a championship club at the end of the day. So they must have the money to give the players their wages. The owner is, like Harry said, in 2020, they got charged the 6-point deduction and they're gone and done it again. And they say that they're gonna appeal the transfer window restriction, but it won't go through because they've been given 30 days as it is to get their players' money. And obviously, like Harry said, it's going to ruin the football club, not just for the fans, it's going to ruin it for the players as well, which is quite upsetting for everyone, if you know what I mean. They're a big club. They are a big club. And they should be able to pay the wages, but like Arun and you have said and Harry have said, the owner is just greedy, and he just needs to start paying up.
Miss Zoe, have you got any thoughts on it now?
I'll be honest, I didn't really know that this was going on until I've just listened to you guys saying this. So as you've been talking, I've been doing a bit of research. I think it's disgusting. It shouldn't be happening in these times, especially for such a big club. I just think it's a disgrace. I just think it's disgusting and shocking, really. Greed is what it is, and I just don't think it should be happening. That's my thoughts on the matter. Thank you for enlightening me on what's going on.
We're here to do that. And we've got so obviously I keep banging on about it, live podcast, transfer news coming in left, right and centre.
Just to interject, just done some research. That player that Crawley just signed, he was basically playing for National League South, the Worthing FC.
Okay.
So Crawley have signed him from National League.
And Pete O'Rourke, who's very normally 100% bang on Twitter, host of League One and League Two clubs are weighing up moves for prolific Bromley striker Michael Cheek. Cheek enjoyed an outstanding debut season in EFL last term, with an EFL Player of the Year and Golden Boot for netting 25. Right, we're going to move. Anyone else got anything they want to talk about Sheffield Wednesday?
No, I think that's everything, to be honest.
No, that's everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we touched on them.
So moving on now to the management merry-go-round. So Hartlepool have recently brought in Simon Grayson. Simon, 2 seconds. Simon Grayson, there he is. So Simon Grayson, who has managed Leeds, Leicester, Villa, wrong one. He's managed Blackpool, Leeds, Huddersfield, Preston, Sunderland, Bradford City Massive, Blackpool, Fleetwood. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that name. Lipton City, and now he's at Hartlepool. So he's a manager who has massive experience in the EFL and abroad. So what's people's thoughts on Simon Grayson going to Hartlepool? Do you want me to start off with you, Zoe, or do you want me to start off with Haru?
Bloody hell.
Lucky
Hartlepool. Sounds like a nice, good manager to have. Let's go on to Haru.
Oh, great, so you put me on the spot here.
It's me first.
The new Hartlepool manager, Simon Grayson. To be honest, I've not seen much from his managerial positions. I've not really kept up on the manager himself, but hearing from his managerial career so far, he seems like a decent manager for the club, and obviously, their former manager Lenny Lawrence, he was not a right manager, I'd say, but you know, for now Simon to come in and take over the ropes for Hartlepool, could he be the one that gets Hartlepool promoted? Who knows? But yeah, I think he'd be good for Hartlepool. A new set of eyes to see what needs to be done with the club. Who do they need to sign? Who do they need to get rid of? To see if they can structure a formation, a group of lads that could potentially get them promoted this season. So let's see what Simon brings them. That's all I gotta say.
Harry?
Yeah, obviously to add on to that, he has good managerial experience, to be honest. Managing teams like Huddersfield, Bradford, Blackpool, all those big names really in the EFL. And obviously Hartlepool missed out on promotion last year, I think. And obviously Hartlepool is a big club in the National League. They should be back in the EFL. So hopefully he's the right man to do it. And yeah, nothing else to add really.
Okay. Cheese and Nazareth, I will get to your TikTok comment in a couple of minutes. Jack?
Yeah, just the same as Haroon and Harry there, to be fair. Hartlepool, I think he'll do alright at Hartlepool. I'm hoping that he does something for them, like, because he's had experience in the higher leagues, like League One and League Two. And obviously abroad as well. And seeing a manager go from there to National League is a massive move, and hopefully starts progressing Hartlepool. Hartlepool, like Harry said, should be in the EFL because they are a big club. That's all I have to say to it.
And just like buses turn up, more breaking news. I've just spotted this. This is from an hour ago. Northampton Town have brought in Dean Campbell, who used to play for Barrow, who Barrow released the other day. So that's that. Right, moving on to Middlesbrough and Michael Carrick. So Michael Carrick, basically his managerial career is not brilliant. He's managed at Man United in 2021, and then he went to Middlesbrough between 2022 and 2025. And basically he got, I think the end of his season at Middlesbrough's not very good. Missed out on the playoffs, and he got sacked. Zoe, do you want me to move on to Haru, or do you want to about Michael Carrick?
I don't know anything about Michael Carrick, I'll be honest.
Okay, Haru?
I'm going to listen into this.
No worries. Obviously Michael Carrick, yeah, I've had, seen him before managing, obviously, Man United back in 2022 in October. Whilst he was interim manager, but he was ridiculously shocking for Man United and Middlesbrough because they had a mixed season, really, did they? They had strong performances and positive results, but they had inconsistency and defensive problems and stuff like that. Because they had playoff hopes, did they, as well? Like, they had the contention of the playoffs until the final games, but they fell short, unfortunately, for Middlesbrough. Which, don't get me wrong, Middlesbrough's a massive club, don't get me wrong, Middlesbrough's a massive club. They should have gotten playoffs, to be honest. If he just managed it a bit better, I don't know how to properly say, but if he just managed it a bit better, they could have probably got playoffs or that. And then obviously with this sacking, at the end of the season, do you know what? For Middlesbrough, good riddance from Michael Carrick because he's an absolutely ridiculous manager. He's shocking. I'm surprised they even almost got playoffs in my eyes, to be honest, in my opinion. I was surprised that they almost got the playoffs. I thought, with Michael Carrick in charge, I thought they would be closer to a relegation battle in my personal opinion. But yeah, well done to Middlesbrough for finally getting rid of him, and let's see who they bring in to manage them. We'll see who it is. That's all I've got to say.
Harry, hold your thinking on this. More breaking news from Coventry this time. Coventry have signed Miguel Angel Bra, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Right, Harry, what's your thoughts on Michael Carrick leaving Middlesbrough?
Well, yeah, obviously he took over the club in October 2022. He's guided the team to a playoff finish that season and back-to-back as well. Failed. Who did they lose to again? Was it last year in the playoffs? Who did they lose to? Yeah, I can't remember, but he had some good spells when he was at Middlesbrough, don't get me wrong, but he had a lot of bad spells, so will he go into management again after that? He probably will, but hopefully Middlesbrough can get them the right man to lead them up to maybe the Premier League next season, who knows. But yeah, nothing really to add on to that.
Jack the lad?
No, I ain't got nothing to add on to it, to be fair. Rarun said my bit.
And last...
Just to interrupt there, they basically to lose to Coventry, basically in the semi-finals.
Yeah. And moving on now to Cardiff, who Bradford City are playing in the EFL League One. That sounds really weird to say because we've been 6 years in League Two, but they have got a manager called Brian Barry Murphy, for short BBM. His senior career, he was at Cork, Preston, Southend, Hartlepool, Sheffield, Bury, however you want to pronounce it, Rochdale, Republic of Ireland, under 21s, 2 appearances. And then his managerial career is not brilliant. Rochdale, Man City, I think Educational, and then Cardiff City. So yeah, Zoe, have you got any thoughts on the Cardiff manager, or do you want me to go to Haru again?
Sorry, just give me 1 second.
Haru?
Right, so we're on about Brian, are we?
Yeah, BBM.
Yeah, BBM. Yeah, like what you're saying, Johnny, there, I can agree with you there. He's not had a good managerial career at the moment, like what I'm seeing. He's not having a good managerial career, like obviously like we said. But really, I'm just trying to, I don't know how to get the words out in my head, to be honest. But yeah, like you said, he's managed Rochdale and stuff like that. He used to be, play for Ireland. He used to, his goddamn senior career was for Cork, Preston, Southend, Hartlepool, Wednesday, Bury and Rochdale. He managed Rochdale, Manchester City. Now Cardiff, he's not had a really good managerial career, obviously with Rochdale mainly. So I think, could this be a problem for Cardiff within the season coming and stuff like that? Could this be a problem for Cardiff City? Who knows? He could turn it around. All managers go through a dry, dark spell and then go to a new club and make wonders for the club. But yeah, we'll just have a look out and see what Brian BBM really is going to be doing for Cardiff. Could they hit playoffs this season or promotion, or could they hit relegation? Which I don't think they'll hit relegation, but you know what I mean. Like, let's see what BBM does for Cardiff City. That's all I've got to say.
Harry?
Yeah, so obviously Cardiff City were in the Premier League tonight. I don't know what year, but they were in it. But yeah, Brian Barry obviously got Guardiola influence in him because he was a part of their youth coach team. So obviously, yeah, and also nothing really else to add on, really, because I don't really know much about the guy. So,
Jack?
I've got nothing to say.
Right, so before we get on to each other's clubs, and Graham, if you do fancy joining in the next part, feel free, because it's about your club. So we've had Will on TikTok come in, opinions on Carlisle. Well, I'm going to start because I'm going to let rip. So we've had this fake rivalry with Carlisle for a while, and when they got into League One from League Two, they're all over our hashtag ripping us, saying all this. You got Harry Lewis, and then Harry Lewis basically got you relegated, and then you got back-to-back relegation on it. So part of me's thinking I'm glad Carlisle have been relegated, and part of me though feels like they're going to make an improvement this year and come straight back up. Zoe, opinions on Carlisle?
Well, I feel like my opinion on Carlisle's changed since getting to know Graham on TikTok. And I feel really bad slating them now. But my opinion on them changed a bit when they took Kedwin from us. But I'm very gutted they got relegated. I am, because I always thought it was a bit of a good game for us. But I do hope they come back, because I don't think they deserve to be in the National League. But I'm hoping they don't stay in there long. I just hope they come back for Graham and Chrissy. That's my opinion on them now.
Haru?
Oh, Carlisle, where do we start? Obviously, when they got relegated back to the League Two last season, obviously when they got promoted from the playoff final, and they were all giving us all that abuse basically all over Twitter, all over socials and hashtags. And then when they got relegated back down to League Two, obviously we all started to chant super highly. We set the Carlisle down, and then obviously within the League Two, before I think the season's down, midway through the season, they sacked their manager, took out all manager Mark Hughes, and then obviously they tried their best to keep up in the League Two, but unfortunately for them, they ended up getting relegated down to National League, back-to-back relegations. But yeah, with Carlisle, I don't really know. Obviously, it's a fake rivalry from when it was from the semi-finals of the playoffs. That's when it all started. Not even a real rivalry. But yeah, I really don't know what to say much about Carlisle. But yeah, but then obviously, then everyone started chanting once Carlisle got relegated. Supermarket Hughes set the Carlisle down. But yeah, do you know what? Good luck to Carlisle for the season in National League. They will come back up. And I'm saying this for Graham, they will come back up. I don't think they're too big for National League. That's what I can say for them. They're too big for the National League. They'll bounce right back up, back to the League Two, and they'll probably stay in League Two for about, I'd say, like a couple seasons, then they'll jump up to League One. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about Carlisle.
And we have got questions coming in thick and fast on TikTok, so I'll get to them in a minute. I'm going to call you Harry. Your thoughts?
I'm just asking a question here. Are we going to talk about Plymouth's new manager or?
Yes, we'll get to that in a minute.
Alright. My views on Carlisle, obviously, normally when 4 clubs get relegated from League One, obviously one club struggles, and that was Carlisle last year. I thought last season Carlisle was going to go straight back up, but obviously not. I think they had the wrong manager in from the beginning to January. Obviously getting their new manager in, Mark Hughes, I think he did a brilliant job to try and make them try to stay up. Obviously it was games too late for Carlisle. Hopefully they'll bring in the right players in this transfer window and hopefully go straight back up.
Jack?
Oh, Carlisle. I've never liked Carlisle, to be honest with you. But yeah, it is upsetting that they've gone down. But all I'd like to say is karma is a thing. Because, like you said, Johnny, and like Arun said, once they went up to League One, they gave us loads of crap on Twitter and everything. Said that, we're in League One, we're bigger than you, blah, blah, blah. But then straight back down, and then back down again. And it's funny, but at the end of the day, it's still upsetting. And Mark Hughes, for example, he has done so much for that club since he's been there, and he's only been there, nearly about 5 months, 6 months. So he fought really hard, and I hope that Carlisle keep him, because Mark Hughes knows how to bring players in, and he's now started to realise how to use his tactics correct. So I'm hoping that they come up, but karma is a thing.
And just like magic, we've got a Carlisle fan. Hey up, Graham.
Good evening.
Come on then, what's your thoughts on Carlisle, mate, from a Carlisle fan?
Well, as a very strong Carlisle fan, it's been one hell of a roller coaster these last 4 years, from being on the verge of going out of EFL when Paul Simpson came in and saved us, to then taking us up to League One, to then getting millionaire owners from America, and then it all going wrong from there. I think it's just been an absolute comedy of errors since they've come in. They're not footballing people, they're business people. So the business side of the club is running really well, making money hand over fist, but the football side of it has just dropped massively. Hopefully, we can turn it around, but only time will tell.
Okay. Right, because I completely forgot about it, and I'm glad Harry reminded me. Tom Cleverley has joined Plymouth as their new manager in the same league as Bradford, and Mr. Cleverley was a former Bradford City youth player, then he went to Man United, and he stayed there until 2019. He got a loan deal to Leicester, and then he went to Watford, Wigan, Aston Villa, Everton, Watford and Watford. He's had a couple of international, in England internationals where he's played under 21s, 20s, and also for Great Britain and England. But his managerial career is not brilliant. He's been at Watford and now at Plymouth. I wish him the best of luck, but when you play Bradford, hope you lose. So I'll start with you, Harry, on this one, because you brought it back to my attention, because I completely forgot.
Yeah, not really I can add to that because I don't really know. Obviously, Tom Cleverley as a manager, obviously he was one of our odds to be our new manager, which we still haven't got yet, so hope that will be sorted out soon. But yeah, hopefully, wish him luck and all, and hopefully he batters Bradford. And also, yeah, wish him well.
So have you got any thoughts on Mr. Cleverley?
Not a clue who he is, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Graham?
Yeah, he's still a relatively new manager, so you've got to give him a chance. I don't think he did a terrible job at Watford. He sort of stabilised the ship because they go through managers more often than OLs. But yeah, I'd be interested to see how he gets on with a full pre-season in charge of a team and gets his own players in and stamps his own authority on it. I think it would be interesting to watch.
Haru?
Joined Bradford City's academy back in what played for Bradford City's youth career, 1998 to 2000, I remember, obviously. He's like Graham said, he's a relatively new manager, obviously managing Watford in the 24-25 season now, managing Plymouth. You know what? He's gonna still learn. He's gonna still be learning of how to use his tactic, how to sort his strategies out for Plymouth Argyle. But you know what? Good luck to Tom. But yeah, hope you lose you're gonna lose when you play against us in the season coming. But yeah, you know what? Honestly, good luck to you because he's still fairly a new manager. Like he's only managed Watford for one season, so he's gonna be getting the experience of managing and stuff like that. So yeah, when he manages for a whole season, let's see what he does for Plymouth and see what he could do for it, because I know it's going to be a very long journey to Plymouth when we go down there to play them away. But you know what? Good luck to him. He's going to lose when we play them, obviously. But yeah, all I can say is good luck.
Last but not least, Jack?
Yeah, Graham and Haroon has both said my bits. I'm just wishing him good luck. And I think us Bradford fans are getting a little bit way too big for our boots.
Okay. Right. We've had 2 comments come up on TikTok, so I'm going to start off with Will. This is a buy one, get one free. He's got 2 questions in one. So, are you happy Oldham are back in the EFL? And, did he surprise you? Yeah, he did surprise me with Oldham getting back. I can't remember off the top of my head where they finished in the league, but it's nice to see Oldham back there. It's a good away day. I know, Zoe and Harry will probably like going to Oldham. It's a nice little ground. It's been a long, long time, I think, since they've been in the EFL, since the financial crippled them. So it's nice to see them. And yeah, that's it. Zoe, have you got any thoughts on Oldham?
I want Oldham to get back. I was cheering Oldham on. Just, you're right. I think it'll be a good away game. But that's it. Yeah, no, I'm just happy they got back.
Graham?
Yeah, same as you and Zoe. I'm happy that they're back in the Football League. Obviously, I'd have loved them not to have been, so it would have been a nice local away game for me. But yeah, fair play to them. They hit a good run of form right at the best possible moment, and they went into them playoffs on fire and just blew everybody out of the park, and they fully deserved to go up in my eyes.
Haru?
Yeah, obviously, I was I was with family up in Manchester when the playoff final was being played in Wembley. But obviously, I've got family up in Manchester that support Oldham. But yeah, the look on their faces when they've just finally clocked it that Oldham are back in the EFL. Their faces, I won't forget it. But obviously, well done to Oldham. Congratulations to finally getting back into the Football League. Well, yeah, to the EFL. And obviously, we'll be playing them in the pre-season, obviously, after Austria. So yeah, we'll be coming back to Oldham to go see them for one final time before, unless they get into League One. Who knows? But yeah, obviously, the people, what I want to say is that the people who do support Oldham, like, they've got such a passionate fan base. 'Cause I saw it that night when the people that couldn't go to the final was out in the pubs watching it, and the celebrations and the chants I could hear from throughout the night whilst I was trying to sleep. It just shows how much how much a club can have such passionate fans. Coming from getting relegated, relegated with the financial crisis that they had, still supporting the club to this day with the passion that they had from that time, and now to get back into the EFL, but yeah, to the League Two. And it's just like all the emotions I could see on people's faces, like people were crying, it was just absolutely madness to see a National League team getting back into the EFL, but all these people that I don't even know that just support Oldham with tears in their eyes because they finally could say, we are back. Do you know what I mean? And the owner of Oldham, he's funny when I see him all over TikTok with his chant, with that chant that he's been singing. So yeah, do you know what? Congratulations to Oldham. Let's see what they do in the League Two.
Yeah, and just because we're live, more transfer news flying in. Northampton Town, we are delighted to confirm the signing of Elliot List, and he has come from Stevenage. Harry?
Yeah, obviously to add on what all of you guys have been saying, yeah, it's not nice to see a big club like Oldham getting relegated, because obviously they were in the Premier League a lot of years ago, and obviously it's nice to see a club as big as they are get back to the Football League, because their fans have been through hard times, and obviously they need some good times. Obviously last season finishing 5th in the league, hitting some form at the right time, and obviously the playoffs they were just untouchable, winning 3-0, 2-0 in the quarterfinals and semi-finals, and beating Rochdale 3-2 in the final, which that was a good game. So yeah, it's great to see a club like Oldham back in the EFL.
We didn't make the final, mate. We got battered at home by Southend because we are fucking shit.
Oh, sorry, Southend then. Yeah, yeah, it's nice to see a big club like Oldham get back.
Oldham beat Halifax to get to the finals.
They beat Halifax and York. They beat York 3-0 and they beat Halifax 4-0. It was 2-0 half time. It was 3-0 half time.
Yeah, and I wish them well next season. I think they'll do a Chesterfield.
They'll batter Notts County, don't you worry, Annie.
I wish them the worst. Yeah. I wish Oldham to come straight pummeling back down, and we're going to go up 100 points, 100 goals if we get a good strike.
You think that's going to happen, though? You think it's going to happen?
No, they're probably going to finish mid-table, stay up, and we're going to do the inevitable.
And we'll get promoted as well.
No, we're not getting promoted anytime soon with Jim McNulty. Sideways, backwards, passing around the back. Rubbish.
Moving on now. So it's going up to 6:34. We've had Sean on TikTok. Back in the 90s, Oldham were a very good team when Joe Royal was the manager. So we've got a Rochdale fan here. MR, welcome aboard, mate. Welcome to the EFL non-league Chit Chat show. So tell us what's going on at Rochdale. How's your team getting on? Obviously, end of season now. How did your team get on? Is it good,
we got the playoffs. We ended up being 3-1 up with 10 minutes to go. And he takes off your most attacking, he takes off your left wing back, brings on a centre half. And he takes... Disconnection. Turning out.
You okay? You still there, bud? Still there,
I
bud?
think he's lagged out. He's lagged out.
Okay. Right, Zoe. What is going on? Actually, Zoe and Harry, what is going on at Notts County? Notts County.
Not a bloody lot. In all honesty. Is that Harry?
You let me do it, or you?
I think, mate, I'm going to have to let you do it. I'm so sorry. I really want to talk about this, but I'm going to have to go because Lucas is going mad.
Put me under the bus here.
So you talk on my behalf, guys,
Yeah.
because I'm going to have to go. I'm going to listen in, though, okay? So talk for me, Harry.
So we'll get back to you in a minute, MW. So, Harry, because Zoe's disappearing on us, abandoning ship, just like a Notts County manager. What's going on at Notts County?
Yeah, not really the best news that we're getting in. Obviously, signing 4 players without a manager. I don't know how that's happening, but yeah, first signing Matthew Dennis from on a free, but he originally playing for Carlisle. Then we signed that lone player, Tom. I'm not going to pronounce his last name because I'm not good with names. Then signing 2 players in 2 days, one day, which is strange. And then, yeah, we still haven't got a new manager. Hopefully we'll get that by the end of this week, but it'll probably be next week now. And hopefully we'll get that sorted, hopefully.
Any rumours of who your next manager is?
Well, the rumour that I've seen is that we could be possibly getting Luke Williams back on a 2-year contract, but he is weighing his options. I think I know who it's going to be, but hopefully it's not.
Okay. It's like going back to an ex, innit? You don't really do it. MW, are you still there, mate?
Yeah, it disconnected me. I don't even know what went on.
It's that Wi-Fi bill you've not been paying.
100% definitely. Yeah, as I was saying, the reason I think we're so never going to go up under McNulty. He's one of those. He's a nice guy, but when it comes to management, and you look at the last couple of managers we've had, apart from Keith-Hill, you look at the CVs and you think, where have they been and what have they done before coming to Rochdale? One of them, we had Brian Barry Murphy. He was an ex-player, did interim, got the job, and now he's Cardiff manager. I don't know he's managed that because his football under us was rubbish. He got a mid-table League One side relegated. We've had Jim Bentley, who's only ever got AFC File relegated and got sacked at Morecambe, and then got us relegated. We've had what's his name, Robbie Stockdale, who ended up getting us relegated, and he was an under 23s coach, and it was his first proper job when he turned up here. And now we've got Jim McNulty. He's a lovely guy, but he doesn't like come. He tells his team when we're 1-0 up to just go and play defensive, pass around the back and up to God they can't counter attack, and it's just boring. It's just passing around the back sideways backwards, and then to lose that in the playoffs when you're winning, you're in hand 3-1. And you lose it because you take your left wing back off and bring on a centre back who hasn't played for about a month and play him and then try and take off your best striker to bring on a striker like Cairo Mitchell, who can only just can't even hold a second ball. He got 20 goals and the fans were more happy to see the back of him than they were for him to get another year's contract. Shows a lot about a striker when your fans want you out when you've scored 20 in a season. It's just not going good. It's just under Jim. When I saw that Burton Albion were after him, I was a bit iffy about it, but then when I thought of it in the long run, I wanted him gone. I wanted him to go to Burton. Would have been better for us. We would have got someone else in. They would have got Jim. We might have been in a different situation.
Graham, have you got any more thoughts on Carlisle?
No, we're just waiting for obviously a bit more transfer news. We've got the backroom staff getting its sorted out now. We've got a new head of recruitment in Mark Tierney from Altrincham, which is probably good because he knows the league. We've got a new head of recruitment who's very vastly known in the football world. Well, lower leagues. So again, recruiting for the right league. So yeah, it's just waiting to see now if we can tie up a contract for Kadeem Harris or whether he moves on, and then just bring in some more in to strengthen up.
I heard word saying at Carlisle he was after one of our lads, Kyron Gordon. And if you do get him, I'll be devastated if he goes, because he can play. He's one of those players. He plays right back or right centre half. He's a very, very good, versatile player. So if you end up getting him in, then that's a fair, good transfer business for you lads.
Right. Moving on now to Bradford City, aka Bradford City Massive, aka Attendance FC. So before we get to Jack and Haru, we've got about another 15 minutes. So if you do feel like you want to join, come and talk about your club, your team, just search for Chickens on the Loose podcast on X. Come and join and have a chit chat with our lovely bunch we've got here. So Bradford City, transfer window's been brilliant so far. We've brought in Wright, Tilt.
You mean Curtis?
Yeah, and Curtis Till, Wright. Help me out.
Max and Josh.
Max and Josh.
Yeah, Max Power and that guy from AFC Wimbledon.
Josh Nerfel from Wimbledon.
So I've got a couple of players there. I'll chat about some other stuff in a bit. But so Haru, it's about Bradford.
What do I start off with, Johnny?
Let me get comfy, Haru. I need the popcorn.
Where do I start here, Johnny?
Right,
honestly,
comfy, Haru. Right.
Honestly, where do I go off? One of my favourite players, Jamie Walker, departed from the Bantams. Richie Small, now captain and skipper, departed from the Bantams. Which actually, with Jamie, it's not come as quite of a shock, because I had a feeling he was going to leave at the end of this season. That just happened. I had the inkling that he was going to leave, because he did not get enough game time like he used to do. He just didn't get enough game time under Graham Alexander. But what surprised me the most was when I remember speaking to Graham at the memorial about something. I can't remember what it was now, but then about the transfers and stuff like that. He says they are looking at a few players and stuff like that. But what got me shocked about leaving was Richie Smallwood. It proper shocked me that he's now left Bradford City, because where's he gonna go? Do you know what I mean? But I have got a question for Greg, which you can answer after I've finished speaking. Because are you guys, Carlisle, looking to sign Richie Smallwood and Jamie Walker? Because I know how Carlisle loves to sign ex-Bradford City players and staff. But yeah, with everything else, like Josh Nerfel, amazing for Wimbledon. Class signing for Bradford City. Max Power, not seeing much of him. Obviously, he's coming from Saudi, hasn't he? Obviously, Curtis Till from Salford. I don't know about that one, to be honest with you guys. I don't know about Curtis Till at the moment in time. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure what's he going to do at Bradford. But Josh Nerfel was the most exciting one out of all of them for me, in my head, because he's come from promotion side Wimbledon to Bradford and stuff like that. I'm like, that's just going to be amazing. But obviously, now that we are back in League One, we've got loads of close games that we could go. That's going to be happening. I just can't wait for this season to start. I want this season to start already for Bradford to smash it out of the park in League One. Because I've got a feeling that it is going to happen, that we are going to... I wouldn't say we're going to get playoffs or anything like that. I'd say we stay mid-table for this season. I wouldn't properly go say that, oh yeah, we're winning the league or we're going to win playoffs. I wouldn't say that at the moment in time. Maybe like coming in the middle of the season or something like that, I'll start saying it, but yeah. But I've got a feeling like we're going to finish mid-table, stay in League One, and just keep it like that, happy days. But honestly, I want to say so much about Bradford, but obviously we ain't got a lot of time, because we need to let other people speak as well. But honestly, with this club, we've got a passionate fan base. Let's bring it on next season, and let's see what this season brings us now.
Jack?
Yeah, like Karoon said, like Jamie Walker and Richie Smallwood. Jamie Walker, it's no shock to me at all, because at the end of the day, in my opinion, he didn't look happy at the club. As soon as he got the offer last season from Carlisle, I could see it. I saw it coming. Richie Smallwood was a little bit of a shock, to be fair. He's been a great skipper. He's got us promoted. I wish him good luck. The signings that we've done so far, absolutely crazy. The one that is bugged me a little bit is Curtis Tilt, because at Salford he picked up quite a few red cards, so we know that he's prone to getting red cards.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm quite not optimistic with him. Max Power, yeah, he's come from Saudi. He's got great experience. He's a good centre mid. Josh from Wimbledon, what a centre back he is.
He's a class centre back.
We've just got rid of Jack Shepherd, and I think that he'll do the same job as Jack Shepherd as he did this season. Absolutely amazing. Just in my opinion, now what we need to
rock and volley like Jack Shepherd.
what we need to do now is look for a striker.
Oh, 100%.
Because we need Andy Cook cannot keep playing the game time that he is. He's getting old, and Callum Kavanagh's not a League One player at the minute.
He's not a full-on striker at the minute.
Yeah, and the tactics that we play, we always want to play the long ball in the air, and where you see Andy Cook can fight for that ball, but the problem we've got is obviously we're in League One now, and League One aren't stupid. They'll put 2-3 players on Andy Cook when we play that long ball.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, we love,
because he's big and he's strong.
Love Andy Cook, but
we need a
outside striker.
And Callum Kavanagh is 5'8", 5'9". He's not tall enough for them long balls. So we need to change the tactics around and stop playing the long balls in the air. And we just need a better striker that can make runs. He's got pace. Yeah, Andy Cook's got pace, but he'll pull his hamstring soon.
Yeah, honestly, we all love Andy Cook at Bradford, so we all love it, but we do need a backup striker, because obviously when he got injured, that hit us hard. Even though we achieved promotion, everything like that, we did have a couple of games where we were like, we needed Andy Cook there. You know what I mean? We need a backup striker, because Kavanagh, he's not tall. I'm not even trying. Kavanagh, he's not tall enough to be a striker, but he's a class player. Don't get me wrong, he's an amazing goddamn player. What is that we don't have a backup striker, so we need another striker to be up there just in case, to be partnered up with Cook, or to come on when Cook's not himself.
In my opinion, we can't always just rely on Andy Cook. Yeah, we got promoted this season, but that's because we were lucky.
We were lucky, honestly, we were.
The 96th minute, we were just lucky.
Because if we didn't get that goal in the 96th minute, we'd still be in League 2.
Exactly, because we know full on well that we would have not gone through playoffs.
Exactly.
We've had too many playoff hurts, aka Carlisle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought we'd do well. In my opinion, I think we get mid-table this season and then go from there.
So, Haru and Jack, 2 questions coming. Simple yes or no.
Yep.
Would you take Alex Gilead back?
No.
Oh, my heart says yes, but I have to say no.
No.
And Sean again on TikTok. Do you think Jamie is to Harry and Graham as well? Jamie Walker, do you think he could still do a job in League 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Graham, I've asked you, would Carlisle going to be interested in signing Jamie or Richie? Because we all know how Carlisle love to sign ex-Bradford managers and players.
I don't know about Richie Smallwood. I've not heard any rumours about Richie Smallwood. I've heard a few rumours about Jamie Walker, but we've been linked with him since we got promoted.
2-3. So, I was going to say 2-3 seasons now.
So that's been ongoing every transfer window since we got promoted to League One. So I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, and I'd welcome it because I think he'd do a right job in National League.
Yeah.
The only one that we've had really strong rumours with is Critchlow, and that doesn't seem to be going away. So, I would expect that one to go through.
Oh, we can't get it. Oh, Critch. Oh, gosh.
And last but not least, last 5 minutes or so, we've had a TikTok come in from Michael. Opinions on Grimsby. So, Graham, off with Mr. Graham. What's your opinions on Grimsby?
It's an hard one with Grimsby, isn't it? They're not a bad side, they're not a bad team, but I think they found the level for me. They're just they're a mid-table League Two side. I can't, unless they get some major investment from somewhere, I can't see it getting any better for them than sort of mid-table, maybe scraping into playoffs, but I can't see them getting promoted in the upcoming future. The ground needs a lot of work. I went in that away end last season and it was horrendous. The view was ridiculous. So yeah, I think they've got a lot of work to do on and off the pitch, but for now I just see them as a mid-table League Two team.
And before we get to Haru, MK Dons, aka Fake Dons, are doing a quick teaser of a player joining. I'll try to bring that to you before we go off air. So see who it will be. Haru, so your thoughts on Grimsby, please?
Grimsby Town. You know what? I've not got a lot about Grimsby, to be honest. Like, I'm gonna just say what Graham said there. Like, they need a good investment from, cause I don't see them getting promoted or really, I think they'll just get players, but then just bottle it. I don't know. Like, to me, Grimsby are like the Fulham of League Two. You can't get rid of them. They're just there. Do you know what I mean? They're like the Fulham of League Two. But obviously with Grimsby, they need, like what Graham said again, they need a really good investment by someone like a multi-billionaire or millionaire, whatever. They need some investment into the club, because like when we went to the away end, obviously not last season, last season, like when we went to the away end, it was just shocking, to be honest, because like poor football by them as well. Like they have had some good games and stuff like that, but they need to have a really good investment and bring in some new players. So get rid of some other players, get some new players in, fresh eyes, and just have a whole revamp, to be honest, in my opinion. It's like what I'm always saying, they're the Fulham of League Two.
Harry?
Where do we start with Grimsby? Last season, obviously, we got 6 points off them, and I think they are where they are. I think they are a League Two club. I can't see them going any higher this year. Obviously, they were in the playoff spot for a while, but then obviously falling out in the last 2 weeks. And I've always hated them, because obviously they've beaten us in the National League playoffs a couple of years back, scoring a 119th minute winner to make it 5-4. They go to Wembley, or semi-final against Wrexham, I think it was, and we had to deal with heartbreak in the playoffs. But we had some good games in the past recent year. That 5-5 game with Grimsby, they're scoring a winner again to make it 5-5, and then we beat them 4-1, 2-0, and obviously we like to play Grimsby. So not a bad team, and hopefully they're getting the right players, but I think they'll struggle. So that's it.
Jack?
Yeah, I agree with everyone there, to be fair. Grimsby are just a mid-table club, and they are a League Two club, but they're just mid-table, and that stadium needs some sort of revamp, because that away end is just shocking, honestly. I thought Port Vale's away end was bad, but when I went to Grimsby last year, yeah, it was mad. It was just
honestly, it was
bad. The Grimsby away end is awful.
You might as well sit on the grass.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not a good away end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, guys, it's that time. I want to say thank you to Graham, Haru, Harry, Jack, Zoe, and other people who have been in the podcast and also done social messages. Much appreciated. The podcast, the EFL / non-league Chit Chat show, will be back at 6:00 next Thursday. So hopefully come and join us and chat about your club and your team. This podcast will be out in the next hour or so on podcast services. So feel free to join them. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And up the chickens. Like always, good night.